Over 200 years ago, a single document was crafted by the skilled hands of Thomas Jefferson, crying for freedom and liberty by a group of individuals who were held captive by bonds of abuse and usurpation. This document called for action, for willing men to cast off the bonds of slavery, rise up, and even sacrifice their lives for the noble cause of protecting and preserving their God-given rights. This document stirred within the hearts of thousands the belief they deserved rights such as life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as well as a government instituted to defend those civil liberties. Today, there are murmurs that say this document is outdated and needs to be replaced. There are those who believe in a changing world we need a changing government to fit the needs of an ever-shifting nation. They believe this declaration served its purpose of breaking away from Great Britain and is now ready to be cast aside for the sake of change. I, on the other hand, believe this document to still be vital to the current United States government. Ladies and gentlemen, this document cannot be cast aside because it is still very applicable today. It states the rights of mankind, which became the foundation of our current government. It sparked the American Revolution, which was fundamental to the creation of the United States. And it has inspired and continually inspires countries across the world to reform their governments to fit the principles found in this document. Probably the most renowned line in the Declaration of Independence is, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." These rights, granted to us at birth, are at the very core of our Constitution and Bill of Rights. Also the line, "To secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed," expresses the role of governments in America. Its main purpose is to ensure that our rights are not infringed upon by others. The Declaration of Independence also states, "Whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute a new government." These three principles, being endowed with unalienable rights, having a government instituted to protect those rights, and possessing the ability to alter or abolish any government that proves unjust, are still very prevalent in today's society, and they all came from this document written many years ago. Now, the purpose of the Declaration of Independence was to convince the British colonists to support the revolutionary cause. Without this form of propaganda, we would still be under the rule of Great Britain and would not have a country where we could apply the principles found in the Declaration of Independence. Also, the Revolutionary War set the precedent of how a country could reform its current government. By resisting Great Britain's rule, the colonists were implementing the very ideals they called for in the Declaration of Independence, resulting in the superpower nation America is today, and the reforming of other countries and governments across the world. Not only did the Declaration of Independence affect the United States, but the principles described in this document became a beacon to other countries who desired to have a government such as the one portrayed in this document. With the British colonists' success in becoming an independent nation and forming an ideal government, other countries were inspired by their example and desired to follow suit. Many countries acted out in rebellion to achieve this, most notably France, Brazil, and Belgium, as well as many others, and for all of this, the Declaration of Independence was the precursor. Where would we be without this timeless document? As was its purpose, the Declaration of Independence calls for action from men and women who are willing to constantly nurture and protect our freedom and liberty from forces that may try to suffocate the rights we hold most dear. Because of the principles found in this document, men were willing to lay down their lives so that its ideals could flourish in the birth of a new nation. Because of this document, men and women across the world have experienced a life with more freedom and security. This document is the backbone of our very nation, and it continually affects countries across the globe. As stated by President Barack Obama, we gather today to affirm the greatness of our nation, not because of the height of our skyscrapers, or the size of our military, or the power of our economy. Our pride is based on a simple premise summed up in a document written over 200 years ago. End of quote. Thank you.